Hi again, and welcome to our final day. This is day 7 of my video training series on how to share your powerful story with confidence, dignity, and purpose. And I am Christie Ruffino, and I really truly hope that at this point you've had a mindset shift and you're ready to own your story. I also hope that you've identified what story you're going to share and how you're going to share it, as well as what valuable information you're going to share so that it becomes very, very valuable to the reader. I'm also hoping that you've identified how you could possibly leverage your story in a book so it's valuable to yourself and your business. And I also hope you learned a little bit about the publishing process, right? Or what's involved with publishing. So when you enter into that step, either with me or somebody else, that you have a little bit of knowledge, because knowledge is power. But right now, what I want to do is share with you a story. Since we're talking about stories, I have to share a story. So back in 1990, I crossed paths with a woman who shared her story, and it changed my life forever. I started working with her right after I had my son, and I did the graphic layout for Harley Woman magazine. I connected with her through a friend. That was my schooling, and it was a job that I could do at home while I was taking care, or actually while my son slept. So it was like the ideal situation. But as that relationship developed, I got to know her, she got to know me, and she shared her story. She shared how she got interested in riding motorcycles. And back then, there weren't a lot of women riders. It was just so uncommon. And actually, for some people, mostly, old school men on bikes, on motorcycles, they didn't like it. But that's another story all in itself. But she encouraged me to learn how to ride. And that led me on the journey to get my very first Harley Davidson. I think it was like the next year. And that has led me on a journey to create additional joy and peace and confidence and freedom in my life. It was one of those stories that by her sharing that and encouraging me, it really changed my life forever in a great way. And now, many years later, like 28 years later, her story is one of the many stories that have graced the pages of our Overcoming Mediocrity books. She's been a role model to other women, not just myself, and she's actually even been in the Harley Davidson Hall of Fame. Another woman that has been in our books, and she's the CEO of a national moving company. Her story is amazing, how she really excelled at a leadership position in a male-dominated industry. Another woman wrote about her journey as a stepmom and how she then went on to share some tangible strategies to her clients as she built a very successful coaching business, helping other people or other stepmoms or step families cope and be able to get along together. And so also another woman, she shared her story of courage and perseverance as she navigated through some horrible life tragedies. She didn't do it for business. She did it just to be able to leave a legacy. And so why I'm sharing some of these little mini stories is that none of the women in our books are fashion models or award-winning writers. Some of them have been writers. We do have a couple women that are writers, and they've actually gone on to help other women write stories for our book, so it's been a great resource. But the majority of them aren't great writers. They just wanted to get their story out, and they did it in a great way in their own voice, and they made a huge impact. But really, all of us are created to be beautifully imperfect, strong, uniquely badass women who made a decision to share our stories so that we can light the way for others to share their stories too. And I would like to invite you to be an author in one of our future Overcoming Mediocrity books. When you're watching this video, I don't know which one we will be on, but make sure you get a hold of me right away. Go ahead and click on the link below to start the application process. You also can have click on the link below to learn more details about the project, but you want to say yes. You want to jump on board right now before life gets in the way or you get busy. If you have made it through this and you realize this is something that you want to do, say yes and let's get the ball rolling. You don't have to invest in anything right now. You just need to go ahead and fill out the application so I can learn a little bit about you, learn about your story and the motivation that is behind you sharing your story. And then once I get that, what's going to happen is I'll go ahead and send you an email. We'll schedule time to talk, just a short, 20-minute conversation. Even if you decide not to join us in the project, I still want to get to know you. There's maybe other resources I may have for you, but I do want to talk to you and see how I can help you get your story out in the world. So again, thanks for making it to the very end of this training. There's a ton of resources below, along with a link for you to begin the application process and learn more about the project itself. Please go to Amazon and you can check out all of our books and follow us. So every time a book, or follow me on Amazon, so every time a book comes out, you'll be notified and you'll be able to read some amazing stories. And again, also make sure you go to Amazon and buy some of the books, or better yet, connect with some of the authors that are in the books. You can look on our website, they're all listed. If one of those women in there you found a connection with just by learning who they were, go ahead and reach out to them, send them an email, ask them to buy the book from them, and they'll go ahead and send it to you an autographed copy. So this is Christie Ruffino saying goodbye. Hopefully it's just temporarily, and I will be talking to you soon.